Hi, welcome to Barstool's 5 Minutes in the Box. Tonight presented to you by Barstool's McAfee Show, by Barstool Drive Time, and also Spittin Chiclets, of course. Alright, first topic of the night is going to be deadline coming up tomorrow. So I'm going to go over the 3 most memorable trade deadline deals that I can think of in maybe the last 20, 25 years. The first one that comes to mind as a Penguins fan was picking up Marian Hossa from the Thrashers. We got Hossa and Dupuis. We had to send a couple good guys away. Army went, and Christensen went, and I think a first rounder or Esposito went. That was a big trade. It got us to the finals. We had a good chance against Detroit. Didn't get it done. Then Hossa flipped. That was that deal. We had Dupuis for a long time, though, and he was a long-time helpful player. And he had a big part in last year's Cup, even if he wasn't on the ice. The second one that comes to mind was the Flames traded on a Stanley Cup run. They traded away Brett Hull for Rob Ramage and Rick Wamsley, I think it was. Ramage and Wamsley didn't go on to do a whole lot for them, and the Blues enjoyed Brett Hull to the tune of about 700 goals. He ended up with 741, ended up with 1,391 points. That's why every GM is so scared at deadline time when they're going for the Cup. They don't want to be the one who gives up Brett Hull. Maybe that was quite possibly the worst trade in history, looking back at it. And the third one that comes to mind was just recent, a couple years ago. The Kings picked up Gaborik, and all they had to give up at the time was Fratton and second and a third, I believe it was. Not a big price. Gaborik came in. He was at a low value at the time, and he came in and really helped them through a lot of big playoff games. He scored a lot of big playoff goals. I think he ended up with like a dozen. Topic 2 for the night is the Islanders. What's going on there again? Tavares, he's not there forever unless something gets happening with the deadline coming up, and the Avalanche have talked a lot about, well, a lot of people have talked about Landeskog, maybe Duchesne, could be available for the right price. I think if the Islanders came in and picked up someone like that, they might get a little more love from Tavares. He might think, okay, finally they're bringing me someone who is an Olympic caliber player who's really going to be able to help out, and maybe we're going to be able to draw in some other free agents that might not come otherwise if it was just me. That's just what I'm thinking. It might be a good idea for them to search for someone like that, because I don't know where they're going if they don't pick up something big. And a goalie. Like, they're just in troubles. Topic number 3 is Kevin Shattenkirk. Now, he did get traded last night to the Capitals. I thought the deal was fair. I thought the Blues got a pretty good return if the certain criteria hits, but I also thought the Capitals were willing to give up what they needed to for what they thought was the missing piece. If that is the missing piece, I don't know. I didn't think that maybe they need more offense. I would have thought maybe a defensive guy more, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess, come playoff time, because that's the only way they're going to be judged from here on out. But I want to bring up Shattenkirk because this is the second time he's been part of a really big deal. He went, if you'll remember, from Colorado to St. Louis as part of the Eric Johnson trade and Chris Stewart trade. And we remember that because Eric Johnson was the only player drafted ahead of Jordan Staal in that draft. And it's the same draft that produced Taves and Backstrom and Kessel. Big draft. All right, and the topic number 4 for the night is, when will a Canadian team win the Cup again? I believe this was brought up by Whitney, maybe, or maybe Elliot Friedman about a week ago, and I thought a little bit differently than them at the time, but after some more conclusion, I still feel differently than them. I think they said over 6 years from now. I think that Connor McDavid is going to bring the Oilers up to a level. They're going to get in the playoffs this year. They're going to get in the second or third round next year. Maybe second this year or third this year if they have a really good run. But I could see him bringing up their level enough to win a cup within 3 or 4 years. And even the Jets, I could see them being there within maybe 4 or 5 years, depending on some of the developments. 5th topic of the night, the final one, is the underrated player of the night, and tonight it's going to be Victor Hedman. Not just talking about rookies. Hedman is 26. He's already in a category where he's kind of up for the Norris, and he is just unbelievable. He's on a $4 million cap hit this year. He goes up to almost 8 next year. Still worth it. He's got 51 points in 58 games this year, and so he's on pace for about 65. He's going to be a 50-plus for a decade, probably. He's 6'6". He's the new Chara. He's probably going to win, 2 to 3 Norris trophies if there isn't a new Lidstrom that jumps in front of him like Burns. Like this year, Hedman has no hope, and he's having an unreal year that might have won the Norris last year. All right, thanks for your time. We'll see you again tomorrow night.